The video you're about to see might have to do with music theory. Don't worry, it's way simpler than you think, I promise you. Let me prove it to you with my free Music Theory DNA course, which is going to put you on the right path to learning those hard to understand concepts in a super easy and healthy way. Check out guitarinfusion.com, enter your best email address. I'll be sending you that free course right away. But for now, let's get into the video. Maybe in the right key it'll be better. Bend it into the right key. We are going to talk about bends, which we all do. We all love bends. We're just kind of like messing around with them earlier.
Yeah.
But what I like to do together and with you guys too is to actually work on those bends so that they are really mastered and they don't come out as, you know, sometimes you're playing something and I'm going to do bending right here, and because that's what I'm supposed to do. I want people to be in control of that technique to really express themselves.
Yes.
So before we get started, we're going to work in the context of G minor, G Dorian, that kind of thing. Got a backing track that you can download, this one right here that you're hearing. You can get that for free. The link is below. Do that later. For now, watch the video and then and then check the link below. It's free, and I'll tell you more about it later. Jesse, the main thing we're going to do is have kind of a systematic approach on bending.
Sounds good.
Would you take that G minor pentatonic scale, so you can take it, you know, lower or higher depending on, it's going to give you a different feel, and pick one of the notes that we would typically use when we are bending something.
All right.
In that minor pentatonic scale.
Yeah, so, you know, I'd probably take this note. I'd probably bend that up a whole step.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. So that's our scale, G minor pentatonic, and in context, the note you were bending was that third string, 5th fret, and you were bending it to that note, which is the next note of the scale.
Yeah.
So the technicality here, the theory behind it is we're basically bending the 4th to the 5th.
Yeah.
That's a good one because that string, the 3rd string, you can bend down and up.
Yes.
So we're going to work all the different ways, and what I'd like us all to do is to work on the following exercises, and then we'll come up with different ideas together.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll use that backing track. So the first thing is bending to a note.
Yeah.
So what we'll do here, the targets that we have, so we're doing that kind of thing. The note we're bending to is in essence this one, right?
Yes.
The one on the 7th fret. So that's going to be our target. So go ahead, play that note. Okay. And we're going to bend to that note from all the possible ways that we can do without breaking our fingers.
Right, we might.
So go ahead, you take the first one. So the note we're targeting, we're going to play that first so we have it in our minds. That's 7th fret. And we're going to bend it, we're going to do a half step bend. So that's 1 fret below. Okay, so yeah, making sure that the intonation's right. We play the note and then bend to it. So what we'll do here is I'm actually going to play that note, that landing note.
Yeah.
You'll bend to it. Yeah, that sounds perfect. Now, if your bend is a little sharp, let's hear how that sounds. Yeah, not in tune. If it's a little flat, we want to make it perfect. Go ahead, take the landing note this time. We'll switch roles. One of the things that helps here, if I go a half step below, so Jesse's playing the 7th fret, I'm going to play the 6th, and I'm bending from it, I'm hearing all the notes in between. That helps my ear. That's level 1.
Yeah.
To get comfortable with the way that this feels. How much pressure are you putting? How much tension? And all that. And once you do that a few times, just try doing that replicating that amount of pressure, and then play the note and check. And then you can fix it a little bit. If you find that you're really sharp, adjust it, and really being aware of how much tension I'm having here, what my muscles are doing, I think it's kind of crucial when you're playing.
Yeah, I think so too. Just kind of create that muscle memory.
Yeah, more control.
Yes.
And it's kind of interesting. Like I think when you're working on this kind of thing, it's probably important to work on the same guitar several times. Every instrument is a little different.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yet, once you do that, once you do the work and you grab another instrument, you'll see that you're pretty much in tune.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of weird.
Then you know what adjustments to make.
Right,
know, playing on a different guitar.
Mm-hmm.
It's always an excuse anyways.
Right, yeah. Well, let's switch.
All right.
For fun. I've always wanted to...
Yeah.
See, I tricked him into playing his gem. It's lighter than I thought. I love it.
Yeah.
Cool. So we did that half step bend. The neck is, oh my gosh. It's awesome.
It's nice.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Let's now do the same thing, but this time we'll do a full step bend. So instead of, I'm playing that 7th fret, you're gonna play 2 frets below and bend it.
I go past it.
Right. Yeah. Now, can you try the pre-bend? So you bend and then you play.
Yep. So I'll try to get like a. So if I go this, I'm going too far.
Yeah.
So if I go this way. See, it's getting. If I go. See, that's the difference on your guitar. I'm pulling this. I'm pulling it pretty far. But there, I'm getting a feel for it.
Yeah. Now that you played this for 10 seconds,
yeah,
let's do the pre-bend, but a half step below, and see if you can hit that. It's pretty close.
Yeah.
So it takes like a few seconds of adjustments, and that's probably why. That's why I think I recommend like practicing on your instrument as much as you can.
Exactly.
But then the transition is not that hard.
No.
Cool. So let's do the same thing with a step and a half this time. So that's 3 frets. So I'm playing that 7th, and you're at 1, 2, 3, and
Yep.
Yeah. So that really requires, especially that we're playing, like the lower you play, the harder it is, because you got all this to bend.
Exactly.
If you just have here, you have less to bend.
Right. And the thing to keep in mind too, I think for a lot of people, I mean, you can use your other fingers to help support that bend.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Are you scared of snapping it in your eye? Do you still have that after years of playing?
It never goes away, huh?
I know.
Especially on somebody else's guitar.
Right.
It's like I don't want to break someone's string,
But how many times? First of all, how long have you been playing roughly?
Man, I've been playing since I was 6, 7 years old. Yeah,
okay.
So
you've been playing for
my whole life.
Most of your life.
Yeah.
How many times have you snapped a string in your eye?
Only one time, and it was tuning. It was tuning.
And we always remember it.
Right. Yeah. Got a good thwack on the face there.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like,
but usually, like when you break your strings, it's popping here.
Right.
So,
yeah.
It's not that big of a deal. But nevertheless, still, I'm more concerned about breaking somebody else's string.
Right. Yeah. Well, we'll just change it. But yeah, I'm concerned about your eye. Okay, so that was really good, and obviously you can do this in any area of the fretboard, and you should. That's not super musical, but it's really, really helpful. But the next thing that we're going to do, that was a traditional bend. The next thing that we're going to do is a pre-bend. So I'm instead of bending to this note, I'm bending to this note from a higher note. So I'm going to do the bend first, release it until it reaches that note.
Right.
So in some ways, it's easier because the landing point is, it's just very comfortable, relaxed.
Right. It's going to resolve there.
Right.
You're on that note.
Exactly.
Right.
But we still kind of want to be in control as much as we can with our bend. So we're going to bend from a note that is a half step above, just 1 fret above, 2 frets above, and so forth.
Yeah.
So I'll play the landing note. This is the landing note.
Yeah.
And you're going to try to bend from a half step above. So you got to be aware of the tension there.
Right. So
yeah. Nice.
Then you do a short one.
Yeah.
Or
so you can hear everything in between. But yeah. And as everybody's doing this, like being aware of the like how much tension, how much muscle, how much power, it's really important. It's like making that mental connection with what's going on.
Right.
It's going to help you.
Yeah. Your wrist and your finger.
Right.
You know, what is providing the tension there like that, you know.
And I think we should talk about this a little bit. Let me show you close up here. You can kind of see, hopefully, if not, I'll just tell you it's around here, or the point of contact with the string. I think experimenting with that a little bit is important, because if it's too close to your nail, then that's probably going to slip. You know, the string's going to slip off.
Right.
If it's too close to the joint, then it's just awkward.
Right.
There's like a sweet spot that needs to happen. So that's something also that just being aware of things.
Exactly.
Is important.
Yeah. And I guess like you were kind of touching on, you know, the idea of, you know, we chose that note. You know, because it was like kind of a common note that you like to go to against a, you know, in this particular key or whatever.
Right.
You know, but you use that technique for all kinds of different things. I mean, obviously, you know, half step's not going to work everywhere where you might not want to hear that half step note.
Yeah.
You know, but you could still use that movement.
You can still use it.
You know, I've seen you do that in some of your playing.
Yeah, like this kind of thing that I kind of like doing. It's kind of like my cheap imitation of the Jeff Beck thing, without his technique. But basically, you know, if you have your traditional minor pentatonic, well, you can bend from a note that is not within the scale. Like if you're trying to reach this note, I can play a half step below. That kind of thing, right?
Right.
Where it's just
that's
half
what I was
steps.
thinking of. Yeah, and I think that sounds great when you do that. You know?
Yeah.
But that's, you know, pulling yourself out of patterns.
Yeah.
You know, and that's again, it's more muscle memory to develop. You know, but that's comes from experimenting and trying it. And just, I guess it's trying to achieve the same note, or, you know, but with a different attitude behind it.
Yeah, and the thing is, like once all these exercises are incorporated, you feel comfortable. Well, you're almost kind of back to square one before we did these exercises, where you're always bending to this. You're becoming too comfortable, and that's where maybe come up with other ways to.
That's right. That's
always
right.
an evolution.
Always. You know.
It's hard though to remind ourselves, especially when you're alone. But this is cool because we're kind of like push ourselves in a new direction.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think that's the idea, like bending to from other notes, whether those notes are below or above. Now let's use this musically. So we've got our backing track here, just a vamp, G minor. Well, we'll just use G minor pentatonic for now. We won't worry about any other notes. And let's say that I've got a lick like this. Something simple. I'm going to play in that same position that we had.
Yeah.
We'll do something like this. Good. Yeah. A lick like this. Yeah. So that's our lick. Let's learn this. So just notes of the minor pentatonic, second string, 6th fret, bending to the next note, and then we got first string, frets 3, 5, and 3. So that kind of thing. Go ahead, play that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's a traditional type of lick. It falls under the fingers really comfortably. You're able to pick that up really quick because, you know, everything makes sense. But now let's try to inject some of these ideas that we played. So maybe here, instead of starting like I was doing on the second string, 6th fret, bending to the 2 frets higher, maybe instead of doing this, I can doing a half step bend, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So instead of doing the full step bend from the second string, 6th fret to reach this note, I'm doing a half step bend from 1 fret higher, from the 7th. This sounds slightly different from.
Yeah.
Very slight difference, but let's give that a try. Play a little bit with that kind of idea.
Yeah. So if you get like so you were taking.
Right.
You want to give it the.
Yeah.
That little half step.
Yeah.
Thing, or maybe you come back to it. Like so if I go. Come back to that now.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Might be kind of a cool thing.
Yeah,
to do,
definitely.
In there.
Yeah. It's kind of uncomfortable, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's cool. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So same. It's almost like you've got a word, the word tree, but there are thousands of ways to say that word. Tree.
Right.
Tree. Tree. But it's the same word, right?
Right, exactly.
I think that's kind of the idea, like using different accents.
Forcing yourself to have a little different. Vocal vocabulary thing there.
Right.
Yeah.
And the more you do it, like things are going to transform a little bit, like. Maybe you're going to adapt a little bit. Maybe instead of this, maybe you do a little slide because it's easier. And then develop things over the fretboard. Can we jam a little bit with this and just kind of take turns in thinking about that idea and the essence of that idea, I should say, for me, maybe it'll change from person to person, but the essence of this idea is that you're basically, it's that, right? That's the essence, which is a half step bend.
Yeah.
So maybe we can just improvise with some half step bends and see what happens. I'll take the first turn and then we'll just kind of trade off and see what happens.
Sounds good.
I'll play this on the fretboard still, minor pentatonic. I would be tempted to do this, but I'm not. I'm going to do the half step. So I was targeting this note, half step bend.
Yeah.
I was lucky because the note I was starting to happened to be in the scale, but if not, that's okay because it's the landing note that matters.
Yeah.
Want to take a turn? Just play a little bit with stuff?
Yeah, so maybe,
Yeah. Cool.
I'm thinking that half step here,
Yeah. The cool thing is that it works even if you're the note that you're bending from is not in the scale. It still works because it's where you're going to.
Exactly.
The intent.
Yeah.
That's cool. Lot of different things. It changes a little bit. But that little bit triggers new ideas that will change a lot of things.
Yeah, at least there's more phrasing ideas.
Yeah. So let's go back to that original idea, which was which we transferred into this. Maybe we can do let's see, what are other ways that we can do this this word in?
You want to do like a big old stretch, huh?
Maybe, or maybe not. Maybe it's something else.
Yeah.
Maybe it's maybe it's a pre-bend, maybe it's a bending too. I mean, sky's the limit.
Right, exactly. And I think doing it in different places.
Yeah. But I think the idea that is
pattern.
like a slight change making a big change is kind of a cool thing there. But yeah, you mentioned like maybe a wider bend. So yeah, maybe instead of maybe it's.
Yeah.
So we got 3 ideas really. We got this one versus or.
Yeah.
So what's for you, like looking at this one, so the main idea is like instead of bending from the 6th, you're bending from the 5. Try to play that lick. You want your guitar back?
I'll do it on here.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you were to look at this, what would be for you, and there's no right or wrong answers, it's a personal thing, but for you, what is the core essential thing that's kind of interesting to you in that idea?
Well, I think it's like you said, it's always what you're coming back to, or what you're wanting to get to.
Right.
Where you're phrasing, so it's what's the interest getting to there.
Yeah.
You know? So, holding something a little longer, or, like I could milk that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or then I could take this and come back to this note. And add to that. It sparks me to want to think of another phrase to answer it with.
Okay. So take that idea that you just explained and improvise a little bit using that concept.
Yeah. So
Nice, yeah. That was cool. Can you show me that?
Yeah. Yeah. So I was thinking of, I want to get this. I was thinking.
Yep.
Trying to get to that G.
Yeah, that's cool. So several things
you were
there.
saying
yeah.
earlier, this note and this note and this note, we bend those a lot.
Right. Yeah.
But then I can.
Yeah.
Something different.
Mm-hmm. So that's an index bend. You're bending with your index here.
Yeah.
By the way, let's talk about this a little bit. I don't know if you're doing the same thing, but when I'm bending with my index, it's not quite like with the ring. I've got the others. The thumb is really involved, and it's kind of like a straight down type of thing, almost. Whereas the index, it's like a twist.
Yeah.
Is that how you do it?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
And I kind of do that with a lot the other way too.
I do too, actually. Yeah, it's kind of like a. Yeah, you kind of. Do you get this movement here? I don't know if the camera could see it. Where, like, I'm really almost like turning a.
Yeah, that's what I do.
That's where
that's
you
exactly.
got it. Yeah. When I started bending, I thought that it really had to be like just like this kind of thing.
Right.
That kind of movement.
Right.
Whereas it's more like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So that helps, and the thumb really helps. Kind of wrap around too.
Yeah.
Do you wrap your thumb around? Is your
I
thumb
do.
down like that too? Yeah.
And I wrap around more when I go up higher.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's try one more thing here. Still with this, basic idea. Is there a way to play this, the same idea, but instead of doing a bend, doing what is it called? When you pre-bend and you go down, like
kind of a release thing.
Yeah. So if we look at the notes, we got what we're really hearing is ba 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 ba, right? Da, 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 da. So we're bending to that first note.
Right.
Maybe.
Or you're trying to get like a, Or I can bend that already to that note.
Or that, yeah. So like a, let me switch here. Yep. Now what about, I like this. So you. Yeah.
And I was trying to get to it.
Right?
Trying to get to
from
it. See, you see, you're trying to get that pre-bend, it seems like.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But let's play a little bit with that this time with the backing track where you're actually thinking about the note you want to play.
Yeah.
But you're playing it from above.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, I'll take a turn here. First idea is Nice. Yeah, that was cool. It's almost like a slide type of effect.
That was really cool. What was it? You did a thing in there where you kind of milked a few notes in one bend.
Oh yeah. That kind of thing.
Yeah, so that was really nice.
That's something that I got from you know Jimmy Herring?
Yeah.
So I got one of his albums, and I loved like there's this thing he always does, and it's that. And so I tried, and so yeah, basically, if we go back to our minor pentatonic, we take this note, and in between, really, I'm doing a full step bend.
Yeah.
Right, from here to here. There's that note in between, so you're pre-bending to hear this, and then release. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Release. So that you get this note.
Yeah. That's cool.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, that's right. And that's again, like we were talking about, playing definitely on different guitars.
Yeah,
and stuff
yes,
too.
I know.
Right.
Right.
But the timbre of the string and stuff
Yeah.
too, bends in certain areas of the neck, like you said, the tension here.
Yeah.
There's some tension here.
Mm-hmm.
That plays a big part
It does.
into it.
Yeah.
I think.
But eventually, it kind of becomes second nature. And
Yeah.
I remember like first working on this, it was like, oh my gosh, this what is this? Like, oh my god.
Right. You can get
then-
those. You can get you can bend stuff, and you can hammer a note on the top of a bend too.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Yes. Or the
Yeah.
that kind of thing, too.
Yeah. Exactly.
So many things. That's cool. So I think what people could take out of this is that really be working on little things like this, like bending from different spots, whether below or above, and mastering all this will trigger new ideas that at first are going to be really maybe uncomfortable, but eventually they kind of become part of your vocabulary.
I think so. Yeah.
Because when you first learned the pentatonic scale, you probably sucked.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, everything's uncomfortable at first, But I think, feel free to exaggerate ideas too. Bend beyond it. That's what I was doing here when I was trying some of these. Just to hear how far out it was, and then, exaggerate. Come from beneath it, go past it. All those things. That's what makes you get comfortable with it.
It does.
Don't try to be so precise right away.
That reminded me of something kind of interesting. When I moved to the States 15 years ago, I mean, I've always had, like, my mom's American, my dad's French, so I always kind of like had, I guess I was better equipped than a pure French guy.
Right.
But still, when I moved here, I had the accent.
Right.
More of the accent. Until one day, I realized, okay, I'm just going to go for it, and because I was tired of people saying that I was Canadian. Which I love Canadians. I love Canada.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I'm French. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to become American. And I totally exaggerated. Now, to make things worse, I was in the deep South in Arkansas. I lived there.
Right.
But I was like, all right, I hope people are not going to be offended, but I'm going to exaggerate it to the bone and imitate people.
Right.
And nobody thought it was weird. Like, I was fluent within 2 days. But in my mind, I was like, gosh, I'm really exaggerating this thing.
I think it's great to do that. I mean, and that's like, exaggerating and emulating,
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
it's always about, even if you didn't catch exactly all the things that we were showing you, just try to emulate the sounds of those things,
Right.
And that might lead you to your own thing.
That's the cool thing. Like, I'll never play like you're playing, even if
Right.
I have your guitar.
Exactly.
It still
I know,
sounds
man.
like me.
Right.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing. Like, trying to imitate someone, knowing very well that you'll never be able to play exactly like that.
Right.
But it's by trying that you figure out things that are
Yes.
really you, and that's the beauty of
That's the whole
of this
thing, man. Yep, that's right. Finding your musical voice.
Yeah.
Like you say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. everyone, thank you so much for joining Jesse and I. Thanks, Jesse.
Yeah,
that was fun.
thanks, David. Appreciate it.
And this backing track that we were just kind of like playing over, you can get that for free. The link is in the description of this video. All you need to do is visit the link and enter your best email address, and you'll get that right away. And if you have not subscribed yet, you should, because every week, 3 videos like this one. Sometimes Jesse's here, sometimes other friends. Sometimes it's just me. It's kind of boring, but check them out anyways.
I love your videos, man.
Thank you.
Great stuff.
You guys should subscribe because of all that. So thanks for watching this. I'll see you very soon. Practice well.